Welcome to the Teacher's Pep Rally. We are definitely getting ready for summer break, and we hope that you are too. So join us as we be silly, have a little bit of fun, start letting loose, share what maybe our summer plans are going to be with you all, and let's talk about life and learning. Welcome to the Teacher's Pep Rally. Woohoo!
Woohoo! We made it. We actually made it.
Man, it has been a year. It's been a year. Well, Letitia, we didn't get to talk about it, but should we do a happy happenings for the last one of this season?
Oh, I think that'd be great.
Okay.
Cool
I haven't thought about what I'm going to say, but
It's okay. Well, I'll go first this time, and it'll give all of us an opportunity to sift through all the good stuff that's happened since we were last together. For our faithful listeners, Happy Happenings is all about us connecting and just highlighting the good stuff that happens and just sharing it. So if you're new listening with us, we want to encourage you to even try Happy Happenings in your own spaces. So guys, I had not shared that my bonus daughter was planning on relocating back to Atlanta, to Georgia.
Oh, nice.
Yes. And so her and the baby made it back. So they were here in time for Mother's Day. And, having all the kiddos here was really cool. I was sitting on a beach chair, guys, because, I'm getting ready for summer, right? So I cranked open my beach chair, and I was sitting there and I was like, I feel like an old lady, right? We're in the beach chair and the little ones coming around, like getting in your lap and everyone's serving me, and just, being sweet and serving me. So I was like, wow, I can kind of get used to this. Although it kind of felt funny. I felt like, I guess I am getting up there. But it was great to have Aspen back and walk in the house with her flowers that were almost taller than her. So yeah, that's my happy happening. Kids are back.
Love it.
Grandbaby. So I take all for our listeners, all the advice.
There you go.
Because 2 and a dog is like, woo, okay, and we have a dog. So they're eating out of each other's plates.
Love it.
I feed my dog carrots. And so I guess Aspen was like, hey, I have those too. I'm like, yeah, but it's in the dog bowl. You can't have them if it's in the dog bowl.
it was snack time.
Snack time.
My dog does not. He can't stand carrot. Like that's supposed to be really good for them, right?
Yeah.
That he will not go near a carrot.
Yeah. He doesn't like watermelon too much, but carrots and apples, yeah.
That's crazy.
It's his jam.
What kind of dog is it?
A lab mix. Yeah. So he's,
That's funny.
He's pretty spoiled that way. Yeah, I'm trying to get him to lose weight. But anyway.
The long winter.
Oh, yeah, man. I'm like, ooh, Bubby. But anyway, guys, enough about me. Happy happenings. What you got, Fred?
Oh, so we got to come back to that topic of what you just brought up, because I was going to be, my happy happenings obviously is the graduation of my daughter, but I want to add one more to that. So yeah. We got graduations left and right in my family right now.
Wow.
And Pete, I'll share it with everybody. I don't want to share it right now. I don't want to ruin it. We have something happening with my daughter who just graduated. So it's good news.
Good.
But let's wait. But ultimately, yeah, it's like graduation. What's Fred doing? I'm sitting in my chair.
I love it.
But actually, here's my happy happening. So my son returns back to his training this summer. I completed my first MRF. So for those of you who don't know what a MRF is,
including me,
okay, it is. So this is an honor, since we will be putting this out here towards the end of May. We'll put this out in honor of Memorial Day.
Okay.
The MRF itself is named after Lieutenant Michael Murphy. Michael Murphy's a Penn State alumni, like myself. He was a few years older than I am. Navy SEAL, killed in action in Afghanistan in 2005. He and I crossed paths briefly, and we have a very wonderful Veterans Memorial for him on the campus. It's just a tremendous space. If anyone's ever seen it, you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, the MRF, my son said to me, I asked him if he wanted to go run this week. And he says, yeah, I was going to do my Murph today. And I said, you know what? I know you're doing those. I said, I think it's my turn. Well, I'm I'll boil it down to this. I had to write down the numbers because it's a mile run, 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, 300 squats, and then a mile run again. And yeah. So the mile run, the first mile part of the mile, no problem. I'm healing. I'm getting better. Now we're going back in towards our space. And he's like, okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to do 5 pull-ups, 10 push-ups, and 15 squats. All you do is kind of squat down and go, but we do it for 20 reps. We do it 20 times. And I'm
how was this a happy happening?
Well, so the total time allotted for us, and I did slow him down, was 54 minutes. It took us to do it.
That's excellent.
And so we got it. We got the run. We came back. And so today, that was on Monday. And so we're doing this recording here on Wednesday. I am so sore. It's not even funny, but I am so happy that I got to do that with him. Yeah. And also I just got to complete it. It was one of those things where I didn't give it any thought. I just did it. And I'm kind of goofy. Like I started, I got to finish it. Yeah. And it was one of those moments where as we're getting through it, I could see he's feeling it. I was beyond feeling it at that point. And he's in far much better. He's in great shape, but it was just a really cool thing. So my hat's off to, Michael Murphy's family this Memorial Day. And I know that this is taking place. It takes place all across social media. It takes place all across the country for those who want to participate in it. And it's often started with, I want to say it's the middle section of the push-ups, pull-ups, and squats. It's called a Cindy. And I think there's a fitness instructor out there who kind of leads some people online. I don't know about that. If anybody knows anything more about that, I'd love to hear about it. But anyway, that was my happy happenings, was that I lived through it. And I told my wife while he's gone away, I will continue the tradition every Monday. I will run him. He goes, it's Murph Monday. Let's do it.
Oh my gosh.
When I told my wife that, she had some very clear directive terms for me.
She doesn't want you whining for another year.
Right.
Exactly.
Those will not be happy happenings for her.
Fred, what were the numbers again? How does that break down?
So you could do it in a variety of combinations, but it's typically done as a 1 mile run. And then you have to do 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, and 300 squats. And then you do another 1 mile run. But what we did was we broke it up into 20 sets of 5 pull-ups, 10 push-ups, and 15 squats. So yeah. Wow. So what we were doing, he had 10 rocks in one little pile. He moved the 10 little rocks into the one side, and then he moved them back again so he wouldn't lose count. Because, believe me, right around 11, you're like, I think we're on 19 now.
Sure.
I think we're done.
Yeah, let's go.
I love it.
Anyway, so that was my happy happenings. I lived. So
you lived, and you had some special bonding time. So we have a little theme going on here.
Yes.
I love it. Thank you. Aaron, what you got aside from this beautiful summer wear? Can't wait for our YouTube folks to check you out.
Yes, thank you. I tried to bring it tonight. I am definitely ready. So Fred, graduation time of year. So my happy happening was we went to Augusta over the weekend, Georgia, to go celebrate the graduation of my nephew from dental school.
Oh,
so
nice.
He has worked very, very hard, and it was just wonderful. And he's now officially a doctor. And so that was really fun and nice to do. And just to have the whole family together to let him know how proud we were of him. It was really nice. It was really special.
That is so awesome. Oh, nice. Finally made it. We underestimate all the hard work that they have to go through. And the student loans, I was outraged when I heard they actually have the highest in student loans. So
what's he thinking about doing next, Aaron?
So he's going to be he's going to be in Gainesville, Florida, which I'm very excited about for a year. And he will be working at a vet hospital, actually, Fred. So he'll be there, and he'll be he'll be one of the dentists there
for him.
To help with oral care and and any of their needs that they need. I mean, he can do crowns, he can do
Oh my gosh, that's
fillings,
so
he does
awesome.
all that stuff. So yeah, I told him I'll be interested to hear about that experience. And
Wow. Well,
what
tell him thank you very much for that service. Because I'll tell you what, the
Yeah.
number one issue that we always dealt with on preparing for deployment was teeth health.
Mm,
Because you don't want to be abroad and have somebody have a
yes.
tooth issue. So that's a
Yeah.
huge, and plus if he's dealing with the veterans on top of it, it's just always good care. Because
Yeah.
as I'm learning, retirement doesn't always include dental.
Yes.
It's an add-on.
take care of your teeth, people. Take care of your teeth.
I feel a future guest once he gets his not his feet wet, but his teeth wet. Maybe he can
Yes,
come on.
Cuts his
exactly.
teeth.
Aaron has rubbed on. I love it. I love it. Thank you for sharing. That is pretty awesome. Pete, what you got for us, bud?
Yeah, guys, I've had a really awful couple days, like terrible.
Okay, I love it. I love it. The
So
honesty.
much.
The honesty.
I just feel gutted and just a lot of bad stuff going on. And then thanks to you guys, I paused. I remembered some of our talks, our recordings online, our chats offline, and our lessons, our takeaways. And I just said, get it together. My worst day is nothing compared to what other people around the world, and they would love to have my worst day on any day. So it's all about perception, and you guys really, helped me get through a little bit of a funk the last week. We didn't record last week because my son had a concert, and got it together. And I really didn't want to go to it. There's a lot of stuff going on there. Some of the politics in schools and some of the drama, and just it's very toxic. And I try to get away from that. But I pulled it together, and gosh, it was so good to go to this concert, to see former students, to hear music in this beautiful concert hall. And then my boy accompanied his chorus. So he's a sixth grader in this big concert hall. He played Blackbird, Beatles on guitar. And maybe it was a quarter of the way through the concert. And one of his best friends, the girl, he played Aladdin last year, the girl that played Jasmine last year, did a solo in the song. So I have a beautiful video that I'll share with you guys tonight of she singing next to him, and then the rest of the chorus around. There's about 80 kids. Man. Gosh, they blew the roof off. It was amazing. And then it took the oxygen out of the room for the rest of the concert. The seventh graders didn't quite reach that level again. The eighth grade, I was blown away. And so I wasn't even sure I was going to that concert. That's how bad things were. And and you guys really, so my happy happening is the lessons from our shows, the pep from our rallies, my love from you guys, and then just pull up your big boy pants, get it together, and be there for your family, because it's always better on the other side. So
yeah. Oh, Pete, you weren't supposed to make me get watery-eyed, bud.
I didn't mean that.
I know, but I love your transparency.
Yeah.
Right. And happy happenings, it's not about discounting that there are tough days, right? Like this stuff is hard. But what I love is that two truths can occupy the same space, right? It was some rough days, and then your son's concert, and then all the beautiful things you said that we as a team and as a podcast offered you can also live in that space. So, we're not here at Teachers Pep Rally thinking or even trying to give the message that it's pom-poms all the time. Right. But focusing on the good stuff is magical. So thank you guys for sharing. That was awesome.
That was a good one.
Yeah, it was. That's I'm really, Pete, I can only imagine though, seeing your son perform though at a level like, and look at everybody that's listening, you are in the presence of a amazing voice, an amazing theater talent. Like you are gifted, and it must be really nice to see your son coming into his own.
Well, I had the phone like this, and I was ready to record, and then I just saw my hands. And so that I just passed it to my wife. I said, "You have to do it." And then she said, "I didn't breathe the entire time." He said, "You held your breath the entire song." I said, "I don't even remember it." But no, thanks, Fred. No, that's all him. That's all him. That is 100% him. We just support it. I don't shove anything down his throat. And I wish I had that confidence. He was cool as a cucumber up there. I wish I had that as a sixth grader.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Thanks, buddy.
You're welcome.
So let's talk about what we're excited about for the summer. You know, sometimes it's good to look forward to things, right, Pete?
Mm-hmm.
So are there any things in particular that you have planned or hope to do this summer while you've got some time off or you've got a little break?
Oh, are you saying that to Pete? Were you asking
Oh.
Pete the question?
To any of you.
Oh, okay. I thought I was waiting for
Yeah,
Pete's answer.
sorry. Yeah,
Oh.
no.
There'd be a
I
little
love it.
deadpan in that.
I'll
in
just
that-
get a stare.
I'm just gonna sit and
I
stare
love
at
it.
them.
You've said your piece, right? You've said your
Letitia's
piece.
going to pull out her beach chair, I guess, every Sunday night.
Oh, yeah.
You know, before
And just be served. Just let them serve me.
before we hit, like, obviously we're gonna get into a great conversation here, but isn't it really cool to be in education, to have this moment where we know we're never quite happy with what we always deliver, right? We always go into the school year with great aspirations, and we don't, at least that's the way, this is my take. And even we had some guest talk about this, right? That we maybe don't get 100% of what we wanted. We do 80% of what we wanted to do, like in the classroom or whatnot. But isn't it always great in this profession that every time this year we're excited to just have fun, for enjoy a summer? Like, it's like, you know, it is, we toss off our packs, for a military analogy there. But we just kind of like, we still get to, I guess what it is we still get to capture or experience that childlike joy of ending school, you know. And you know, and I just started my online class on Monday, so, but it's different, it's a different routine, it's a lot different. But isn't that cool? I mean, just for all the teachers that are out there, I know we all just like love this moment, you know, just to kind of unwind and then hit into the summer, you know. So it's fun.
I love, Fred, that you brought that point up. And Aaron, maybe you can relate to this. I remember when I made the transition from the classroom to central office, and that whole calendar thing hadn't really hit me yet. And then I realized, oh no, it's not your last day. You have to actually put in vacation time. And I was like, what do you mean? For the last 13 years, I've had the whole summer to myself. So Fred, you are on point with that. And I still miss that. I don't think I ever got used to that, Aaron. Can you relate to that?
Oh,
I
totally.
never got used to that.
Yes.
Man.
Yes. Yeah.
But it's
So-
different, right? The summer months are different. Like, I think I'm more excited that I'm going to get to explore and learn and teach. You know what I mean? I'm going to get to do all those things where, you know, it's fun. It's in preparation of doing other things too, with the classroom coming up. Because well, for those of us who are also on the administration side, I'm already into what, fall of 2025 planning.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, my.
yeah, it's like we're already.
Okay.
Kind of that takes Letitia, back to your point, that takes the wind out of your
Right,
sails
right.
sometimes.
So we're not even going to go there. To
No, we're not.
2025. We're going to stay right here
with the beach in my background. If
with the
anybody's
beach
watching
in
on
your
this video.
background. That's right. And your lei around your neck. I love it. I love it. So, Aaron, to share with you, and I don't know if I've mentioned this either offline or during the show, but you know, quinceañeras and sweet 16s are very popular in my culture. And I guess last March, I was home helping my mom recover from surgery. And we just got to talking about, you know, the sweet 16 thing. And she was like, you know, were you ever sad that you didn't have one? Obviously, you know, it's almost like a mini wedding, right? And we didn't have the money. And so I never dared to actually ask, but I was in them. And so I said, yeah, I really, you know, if we're going to be honest, Mom, it was sad. I wanted one. And I was tired of being, quote unquote, the bridesmaids and not having my own sweet 16. And my mom came up with the brilliant idea of having a sweet 16 for me now.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
And at first, guys, I was like, oh, okay, we're going to do this.
Yeah.
You know, and then I started pricing venues and, you know, remember, it's a mini wedding. And I really started thinking about it. And I said, you know what, Mom, our family has never had a family vacation. like all of us, all of her children together, her grandchildren. I said, I think I prefer that in lieu of a sweet 16 at 53, which was going to be the theme, by the way. And so I convinced her. And so we've rented a home by the beach in Florida. And the whole family is going down in August for my birthday. And so we're gonna, instead of the sweet 16, we're gonna do a family vacation, beach, grandkids, all of our kids are flying in and just having a good time in the great state of Florida.
Oh, nice.
So we'll be
That's
in Florida again.
beautiful.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of sweet of her and to, offer to pay for some. And so, we're thinking maybe a chef to come cook for us and, just live life a little bit, on the edge. So that is one of my big summer plans and some little ones sprinkled, but that's my big one.
I love it. And you know what? I have a thought. You could have a little money jar and just put a little away here and there. And in 7 years, you can have a sweet 60 party.
Nice.
You are on to something.
For a second there, Aaron, I thought you were going to say, and when you get down to Florida, put out a tip jar.
That's what I was thinking.
And have everybody put their money.
Nah, I like that idea.
Yeah, Fred, now you just plus my idea, right?
Yes.
Yeah, hit them now while it's fresh.
Thank you, because I'm trying to figure out some little activities. So chef, family pictures with a photographer and a tip jar for the birthday girl.
Say no
it.
no gifts, just leave a tip.
No coins, please. Silent money, just paper. Just
Nice.
We'll take gift cards too.
I love
fun. That.
That sounds like a fun time though. That sounds cool.
Yeah. So
how about you, Fred?
Boy, I'll tell you, I think if so we have a deep freeze going tonight. So we're going to 32.
Oh my gosh.
It's going to go back and we'll go back into our normal temps. But I'm outside, I'm doing the yard work. I love getting, just the outside going. It's fun. It's for me, it's a change of gears away from the computer, away from the keyboard. So it's good. The plan is, for as much as I want to be at the conference Aaron is putting together this summer for all the educators, I would love to be at that. It kind of bumps into, my son wrapping up some training this summer. We're going to drive to the Carolinas, and we have a conference for my wife to attend. So we're going to be going to an area where I lived around an hour south of there when I was on active duty. So I haven't been there in 30 years. So it's going to be old stomping grounds in the Carolinas and go down that way. But we're going to hit him, pick him up graduation, keep on driving the next day, swing down through the Carolinas, do our vacation. And then when we head back up, which is really cool. It's in the middle of July. We'll be back. That means we still have a full summer left before he goes back to school in August and I go back to school in late August. My daughter will still be waiting to hear her news and what's going on. And my older daughter lives locally, but it allows us to we love the staycation stuff. We've made it a thing for us. But that being said, we've also started to explore some of the local hiking trails around the Poconos that I don't know how, how it is when you live really close to something. Like, I have a question for you three, actually. You're down in the Atlanta area. How many of you have been to Stone Mountain? Okay, so I see 2 hands go up. Pete didn't go hands up. And what about Kennesaw Mountain?
It's my backyard.
That's your backyard. Okay, that's right. So the cannon that sit up on that ridge line and so on. So Civil War battle. So like, it's one of those things like, you ever notice like you talk to people and they live really close to something, but they sometimes don't ever go there.
Absolutely.
Like, yeah. So that's what I'm finding out. I'm in Pennsylvania. There's so many things that we haven't explored. We're going to take a little more time to do that this summer. And you know what I like about it? It's an easy pace. It's just go and do it. Kind of check this out, check that out. So that's our big thing, a trip, a beach. So to Aaron, answer your question, and it's a beach trip. So we're going to beach it. And then in the fall, momentum. You know, I'm going to head back to, I made the decision. I know I'll talk offline about that, but, you know, going to take in some of those opportunities, entrepreneurism, kind of exploring and so on. So yeah,
I love it. That's good stuff.
yeah, that's the plan.
Good stuff for it. You know, our fourth wedding anniversary, we did that. We decided to be tourists for our fourth wedding anniversary. It was my favorite anniversary, and we did exactly what you said, Fred. We got a hotel, and we did like a bunch of, you know, the Coca-Cola that was redone, and this, and the, you know, we just did it. We were tourists for our anniversary, and you're right, so much in our backyards that we don't take advantage of.
Yep.
Pete, what you got going?
Yeah,
It's summer.
Definitely January to now, the house stuff goes by the wayside. I just don't have, I'm not here, and the time and the shows, and it's insane. So it's get our head above water with house projects and stuff like that I've been ignoring, unfortunately. Not wanting to, but just the way it is, there's just not enough hours. And then boy, we have four shows worth of costumes and props and sceneries I have to get inventoried and put away. So they're just sitting in the world's biggest bonfire to be in my garage, basement, tool room, and extra room. So that's something I tackle every summer. I say, I'm gonna have a better organizing system. I'm gonna have a better inventory system, you know, and so that stuff. I was really pushing my wife to go back home to Japan with my son to go see her parents. We can't ever afford the three of us, but definitely want at least those two to go. But I just don't know if she'll be able to. She's not a teacher, so her schedule is completely different. I don't know if she can get that type of time. And we're trying to plan a few day trips and a few things, but nothing concrete yet. I just want to breathe. I just want to enjoy and breathe and pull it back, shift down a little bit, and get my head above water. That's really what I'm looking forward to. Summers get shorter and shorter for teachers.
Yeah.
So I'll be back in at the end of July. So.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Well,
But you know what, isn't it, I love what you said though about the breathing though. That's such, you know what, how many times Letitia, when you're in the classroom, and Aaron, when you're like anchored in the classroom, how many times did you get to that moment right after classes end and you have these great ideas to do everything, but you just don't do anything?
Right.
Oh, the exhaustion, because you've been holding it for so long.
Yes. Absolutely.
And it's whether it's just, I don't even know how to, there was a day today's Wednesday, this week, I think it was yesterday. I just was fine with doing nothing, like just do nothing, just nada.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you know, back to the point you were making earlier, Fred, about how we can't wait for this moment. One thing I can appreciate about moving to central office is that it kind of forced me to take breaks throughout the year, which I think is really the goal, right? That we take care of ourselves and do these important things, you know, and recharge and breathe throughout the year.
Agreed.
And with that being said, Pete, I want the record to reflect that if you need help with the inventory.
Gosh, you don't even know what
I was going to say the same thing. Have us come.
Let's have a day.
So you boss us around. You just tell us what to do, and we'll do it.
Thank you.
I'll FaceTime.
We'll be your worker bees. And will Fred call in and he can sing to us while we're working?
Yeah, play the ukulele.
Right.
Thank you.
No, really,
That'll be very relaxing, Pete.
Really. I mean,
Get
even
that part.
I know it's, I mean, I've not seen it, but I'm imagining it is a lot, but I just want you to know that we're here for you, man. And I'd love to spend some time with you.
I would love that.
It is inventory.
Well, we had the Hoarders TV show come out, and they were like, "No, we're not even. No, they're not even."
Wow.
No, I'm joking.
I know. I was just really. I if anyone's hiring actors, I can.
Right.
There we go.
Pete, speaking of, don't you have a production this summer too for the kiddos?
Actually, we don't. That's the bad news.
What happened?
Oh, really?
Okay. We'll talk about it another time.
No,
The beast showed its face.
The school has said no, we're not hosting here now. So now we're scrambling to find a new place to do it.
All right, so that's a plea out to all of our listeners right now. If you have an opportunity, or if you're looking to do something with your young people, Pete is the man. Pete is the person you want to contact.
Find us a space for him.
Yes. There you go.
Hashtag find a space.
Yes. GoFundMe.
I love it.
But you know what though? Maybe there's the universe is saying something
Exactly.
to you. You know?
Breathe.
Yeah.
Breathe,
Or it's saying
breathe.
inventory.
Yes.
Yeah. Take this summer to do whatever you need to do.
Yes, yes. A blessing could be right there in disguise.
Then that's the whole perception thing. Got to look at it. Both
Yep.
sides.
Aaron, I know you got a fun and productive summer.
Yeah. How about
Very
this? You have the
much.
big one coming up, Aaron.
Yeah, big one. So I am taking my vacation days to work, Letitia, this summer. I'm gonna take the whole week off and have the conference that's happening in Orlando. I'm super excited. So if you're joining me, I can't wait to see you. You
Yes.
can't be there, I'll be thinking about you. And maybe next year you can come and join us. We'll be posting all kinds of stuff about what we're doing there. And the things that people are going to bring back to their schools and district to do. So I'm super excited about that. And then when I get to July,
Crash.
still will be working. Yeah, I'm going to crash. I'm going to slow down, not have a lot of responsibilities outside of work and household things, and just try to re-energize, because August will
Yes.
be here before you know it.
Yes, let's live in the moment. I have to bring us all back.
Yes.
We were in 2025. Now we're in August.
I know. We're getting closer to coming back.
Yeah, we're getting closer. We're getting closer.
We are getting closer. Well, you all sound like you have some great things planned, and overall, it sounds like all four of us are just looking forward to finding some breathing time, some downtime,
Yes.
some making some memories. So I think that's good.
Is there
Absolutely.
any movies or shows that you typically find yourself watching as classes end, or like even this time of the year, that kind of brings in the summer vibe? Because like right now, right, it's May, we're heading into June, and we know that that's usually be that time when we see the big movies coming out into the theaters. Like, and for me and my families, that it seemed like for 20 years, Marvel was the thing, right? Hitting every May, but there was a lot of other good movies that would come out. But are there any movies you revisit no matter what that come out this time of year?
That's a great question.
Summer.
We're thinking alike here.
So,
Wow.
so maybe to help, when it came out, I really didn't pay much attention to it. But the Disney series with Mr. Zac Efron. So
High School Musical.
High School Musical. Like I
I
didn't
didn't know what he was talking about.
I get sucked in. My daughter. That's my
Wait, what?
my daughter and I we get sucked in watching all three of them again, and we'll watch them all over again. And then that's what we kick off our summers with, is watching the High School Musical movies. And when those movies came out, I wanted nothing to do with it. I was like, I don't care. But I think they're campy. I think they're corny. I think they're just funny.
Does one of your kids have on their phone a video of you singing?
Oh,
I might need to reach out to
no,
him.
you know what it is? It's that goofy dance move at the end of the first movie. I cannot get that straight to save my life.
Talking about.
I'm
Wow.
flabbergasted by this.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah,
Oh, we're all in this together.
we're all in this together. Yes.
God, I knew what he was doing.
Oh, I thought you knew it. I thought
What is happening right now?
Exactly.
it's just funny. Like we find ourselves that, and probably Finding Nemo. That's the two.
Oh, that's
And-
a good one.
Actually, and sadly, Jaws. But
Mhm.
that's in July.
Fred. So if a projector could actually show my thinking, when you said summer movie, I was like, yes, Scarface, Al Pacino, Miami Heat. I was nowhere near Disney, okay?
There's just so many
Oh
funny
my
things.
goodness gracious. That is hilarious.
But if
The
so for
Mafia Summer for Letitia.
Yeah, that's my favorite movie, by the way.
Is it
Which-
really?
It is. I love that movie.
Scarface.
Yes.
Say hello to my little
Little
friend.
That's
friend.
exactly
Yes, yes. I'm too tired to watch it now. Absolutely. But hey, I started watching Succession on HBO Max. Excellent show. Excellent
Love that.
show. So I encourage, if you want to binge this summer.
Yeah, that's one that's been highly recommended to me. So is Ozark.
Yeah, yeah.
And again, we're actually rewatching Stranger Things again. We're just fascinated with that series. So that's a fun one.
I love it. I love it. Well, I want to just mention to all of our teacher friends listening. I know that we're talking about fun summer, but let's also remember to make those doctor's appointments. Go take care of all of that. Your teeth. We talked about Aaron's nephew. Go check him out. No, I'm joking.
Yes.
But yeah, like take care of your, those types of things that we put off. So get all the physicals, get all the
list.
preventative exams and
That's
all
a good
that.
reminder. Take care of your
Please,
car.
yeah, your
'cause
car.
Sometimes it's
Yeah.
hard to get those appointments in. Like,
Yeah, and that's self-care. That's
Mhm.
making yourself a priority. And
Mhm.
I remember my days in the classroom. You feel an ache, you feel a pain, and I hate to be dramatic, but there was one colleague who was not feeling well. AP made her go, and they detected cancer. So I don't want to be dramatic, but I know how we are, and I want us to make sure we prioritize our well-being, our health. So make and keep those appointments.
Yeah,
Definitely,
for sure.
definitely.
The other thing I was thinking of as we're getting close to the end of our conversation and ready for summer break, Fred, you've been kind of talking, there's been a lot of conversation about Chat GPT, and this
Yes.
morning I half laughed, but I half am like, yeah, this is the right thing to be doing and serious. There was on the Today Show this morning on the early news. It was like total doomsday. The apocalypse is coming if we don't start regulating AI. Now, I
Yes.
totally agree. I think we've done a lot of things, social media being a major one, where in hindsight, there should have been some major regulations, right, set forth before it really became. So I get it. And you have mentioned, and we've talked about, next season having some really serious conversations with that and staying up to date with it so educators can think about how they can use it to a great advantage with their students, but also how to be mindful of rethinking about writing papers in certain ways and that kind of thing. So I thought we could talk about that for a second, but I also thought, Fred, and I couldn't get on before I went since it's recorded on my computer. I don't know if you easily can access it or not, but I thought it might be fun to ask the AI to maybe write a fun poem for us about teachers on spring break.
Yeah, sure.
Summer break. Oh my goodness, summer break.
Give me 1 second here.
Okay.
I love it. I love it. And while Fred is pulling that up, Aaron, I really love that we're mentioning this. And ironically, Will, my hubby, came this morning, and he's been doing AI training all day today.
Really?
And he was like, this stuff is amazing. He was like, and it's dangerous all at the same time. It needs to be regulated.
For sure.
I think he did a test where he did some kind of football move and asked what strategy should he use, and the thing gave him all kinds of football play moves that could be done, which is fun, right?
Yep.
But to your point, Aaron, regulation.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to hear what transpires with our government and policies and everything.
Absolutely.
I think just to add to that while I'm getting logged back in here, I think this summer, not like you said, you don't want to be all gloom and doom. Technology has, so first of all, we're all uber convinced right now that the pathway is what we've witnessed in the Terminator movies in the 1980s and the 90s and recently, right? So that's real easy to buy into. The reality, though, is this is a tool that's far more advanced than a calculator. It's far more advanced than the computer was. Now, Bill Gates, if you ever listen to him talk, he'll say, look at how much we leaned on the computer back in the 90s to become this, I don't know, not a panacea, but this great enabler for learning. And it really never did. It didn't get us to the point where we thought it would, because we still look at, all you got to do is look at math and science scores, right? Or math and English scores where we are right now. Computers have been around for the past 25 years. Our scores should be a lot better then, right? That was his attitude. But I think that this is something it's advancing far more. It's far faster of an advancement than anything else we've seen. And unfortunately, our profession doesn't turn like a speedboat. It turns like a battleship, meaning it's a long, slow turn. So if teachers and school districts aren't taking, intentional amounts of time this summer, I know we just talked about kicking off the summer and planning. This fall, we are going to see the largest number of valedictorians ever. And that's a problem. I
Mm.
think that's a serious problem. We're gonna because you could block it all you want. All those superintendents who are saying we'll block it in the classroom and we'll tell the students you can't use it. Well, good luck with that.
That's right.
So because they're going to use it, and I think we just got to be looking at the assessment models, and I think we have to be looking at more so the process than the outcome, and then ultimately understanding and accepting the fact that professions are going to change, and we have a lot of good people around us who can help us with change, and we've had them on the show.
Yes.
And we need to kind of understand what this is going to bring about, because boy, oh boy, you're right. It's generating some crazy things. And just to tell a quick story, I was working on some coding, and I was working on an assignment using some coding, and I asked it to do something, and it produced this thing, and I tried it out and it didn't work. And I kind of took a closer look at the code, and I'm like, oh, that's interesting, because I know that no longer exists and it's recommending to use it. So I turned to the AI and I said, this piece of code here doesn't work. And its response was, oh, I'm sorry, I gave you the wrong code. And it was one of those moments where I was like, I felt like the AI was gaming me, like it was like teasing me. I'm like, so what would you, and then my response was, so what would you do? And it said, well, I would think about trying this, but it took a level of that knowledge to understand it. So like, what are we going to be teaching kids? What are we going to be helping? I think the writing skills, there's some challenges in there, but I do remember this one conversation many years ago at a conference with a creator of a very sophisticated piece of software. I asked him a direct question. Well, I didn't know he was the creator of it. First of all, we were just having a cup of coffee at one of the tables in the general area, right? And we were talking about the tools and how they were advancing it. And he goes, well, remember, we created this tool to help alleviate the tedium so we can move on to solving the harder problems. And I thought about that a lot, because we still kind of take a lot of pride in making sure, that not only do you know how to change the oil in your car, you know how to drill the oil, you know how to mix and make the oil. Like, we get into that mindset. But what if we were able to elevate ourselves away from certain things that we've been realizing for a long time we don't need to be encumbering the classroom with, to move on to the larger problems of human existence.
Yeah.
So it's cool. Yeah. But all right, hold on. Go.
Well
Continue.
said.
I'm sorry, because I could easily go on about this.
No, you're good. All right. So you do the search, and while you're doing that, I'm going to go ahead and ask Pete. So summertime's a great binging time. We're talking about shows. Hopefully, if there's some episodes that everyone has enjoyed listening to and wants to go back and listen to it again, or Fred's done a really great job on YouTube of kind of bucketing themes. So if there's a particular thing that you just feel like you want to revisit, or you didn't get a chance to listen to, and you need some help and want to listen to what some other people have said about it, check it out. So Pete, as we can, even though we're on break, we're still around. So how can people find us?
Our website, teacherpeprally.com. We are on YouTube. We are on Instagram. We have a Facebook group. And then wherever you're listening to us right now, leave us a review over the summer. That would be a big help. Coming back, we're approaching our 100th episode.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you. All right, Fred, what'd you get?
Okay, so I got a long version, and I just made it shorter. So so for the teachers that are out there that aren't familiar with this, I just asked it very simply with a prompt provided by Aaron. Oh, I got to scroll up here a little bit. This is what I ended up using as my prompt. I said, create a fun summertime poem written for teachers, and it produced it within 3 seconds.
Wow.
And then I scrolled down. I said, make it shorter. So that was produced in 1.5 seconds. So here we go. This is written by OpenAI. All right. Teachers bask in summer's light, a break from lessons, oh so right. Sand and waves, laughter's embrace, time to rest and find your space. Explore the mountains, taste sweet treats, relax, unwind, let go of feats, memories made with loved ones near, summer gifts, a cherished cheer. Recharge, refresh, and feel the breeze. Embrace the joy that summer frees. For when autumn comes anew, teachers, you'll aspire and continue.
Holy cow.
Wow,
How-
beautiful.
That
about
was
that?
awesome.
How about that?
I feel like we should be doing the poetry snaps.
Right?
Fred's
great-
spoken word.
What a great way to end it. Thanks, Fred. I appreciate that. And real quickly, let me just note to our listeners out there, when it said let go of feats, it didn't mean your students to drop them on their heads. It meant feats, F-E-A-T-S, correct? Yeah, okay. Just wanted to make sure I clarified.
Yes, it was FEATS.
I love it.
Very good. Well, we wish everyone a very happy and safe summer. We hope you get some relaxation, maybe catch up on some things at a slow pace that you haven't been able to do. And as Letitia reminded us all, take care of yourself, do some of those things to make sure you're taking care of your own wellness. And we will see you all very soon.
Very soon.
Be well,
Have a
everyone.
great summer.
Enjoy.